Hi, I'm Coreen Sheehan, and this is Life as a Vocal Coach. All right, I'm going to share a story about auditioning. True story, this happened years ago, and I found out about this audition through musician friends of mine. And they called me and they said, hey, Coreen, there's this audition with so-and-so company, and they're putting together an all-girl band, rock band, and you're going to be perfect for it. And I knew of the company because they had put out a lot of great acts from this company, and they seemed to do very, very well. They were a reputable company, and they always seemed to make these bands a lot of money. Fast forward, I go into the audition, and there were 3 rock songs I had to sing. I went up and I just ripped into it. I just sang my ass off, performed my ass off, and it felt really good. It felt great. And I finished the 3 songs, and the promoters were like, wow, amazing job, Coreen. We have a couple of other girls that are going to audition. Just go hang out outside the studio. I said, sure, no problem. I was outside, and I could hear the other vocalists that were singing and auditioning. And some were good, and some were what I call challenged, okay? In a nice way, I'm going to say that. And so everyone finished, and they called us all back in the room. And they went, okay, we've picked the girl to front this new all-girl band. And we picked so-and-so. And the so-and-so that they picked was one of the challenged vocalists. And I was like, wow. And they're still talking, and I'm thinking in my head, okay, wait a second. You know, what did I do wrong? What is it? And I'm thinking, and I'm like, no, I sang my butt off. Everything was fine. I performed my ass off. No, I knew in my heart, I was like, I did great. And so I needed to find out why. Why didn't I get the gig? And so I waited for things to kind of settle down, and then I went up to both of these promoters, and I said, hey, thank you very much for letting me, have this audition today. I had a great time. Thank you very much. And they were like, of course. I said, I'm just curious. What was it that maybe that you thought that I needed to work on to better myself for this audition? And why you chose so-and-so over me? I'm just curious. And they said, oh, Coreen, no, by far you were the best vocalist. You were great. You performed great. You sounded great. No, everything was great. And I was like, I'm confused then. And they said, oh, she has bigger tits than you. And so we chose her. And, if there were things that she has a tough time singing, we can just play a track when she's performing live. And I went, oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And good luck. And then I was like, I walked out. And I walked out to the car, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay. And I was a little bit sad. And then I'm thinking to myself, do you really want to be involved in a project where they don't really care about the talent? They wanted an image, and if they needed to fix, vocally the sound and play a track when this person's performing, they'll do so. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't work this hard as a musician to have something done like that. Why would I want to be involved in a project that really wasn't about talent? It was about image. And that's what they wanted, and so that's what they got. So I believe asking questions at the end of an audition, whether you got the gig or you didn't, is really important. And when you ask questions, it just helps you better understand how to always prepare yourself. Because there's going to be other auditions. You guys are going to have a lot of other auditions. And sometimes, like in my case, this was an audition I was like, whoo, glad I didn't get this gig, you know, because I found out it really didn't have to do with talent. And yeah, I could look at it as, oh man, I was wasting time. No, I learned lessons from that. They had a specific image in their mind of what they wanted. And they probably weren't going to advertise big-breasted woman for lead vocalist for this gig, you know. They're not going to do that, you know. They're going to get a lot of crap from that. So they're going to go through these auditions and they're going to pick what they want. And that's just the way it is, you know. So that was not the audition for me. There were several other auditions that I did later on where I did get the gigs. And so I did those gigs, and it was great, and it was fulfilling because it was about talent. And I'd rather be associated with something like that than is just associated with image, and it doesn't matter if you can sing. They're going to play a track. I mean, come on. So I hope you learned something from this story about auditioning. Ask questions. That's really important. And I'll see you next time on Life of a Vocal Coach.